when you start to question things, I think that's when you can actually tap into freedom. And many people feel it's wrong to question things, whether it might be things they believe in or certain things they're told to do growing up and things like this by their peers and people around them. But I think when you actually do start to question things, that's when you really do start to tap in, isn't it?
Yeah, I think freedom exists outside the box because it's only free when there's no restraints. You feel me? Obviously, it's an arguable subject, but yeah, freedom exists when you're outside of that box. And I think there's nothing wrong with working in itself in terms of even working a job. Like, it's not bad to work, and it's also not bad to work on yourself in any type of way. It's very good to work, but obviously it's about breaking out of that notion and belief that the only place you can work and put that kind of work in is in a job or in someone else's business. Or, you know, I think an interesting thing that you actually said one time to me was that you have to put the same type of work and work ethic that you put at work into your own work and yourself. And that's how, you know, you have an entrepreneurial life and mindset, by putting that kind of energy into your own self and realizing that you can think outside the box, you can work for yourself as well, with the right structure, with the right formula. As long as you're supplying a demand, then eventually you can have that freedom.
Yeah, and I think that, like, we literally live in a time now where it's so easy to actually create something for yourself, and it can be perceived as hard, but we have so many different resources that are available, such as social media and even just the access to designing softwares and all these different things that we have now. Like, for example, if you wanted to create your own product, you can literally use free software that can design this very easily for you. You don't really need too much advanced people to come in and help in that aspect, because we literally have AI that can do so much for us now. Like, you go to AI and ask it for some answers to start a business or anything like that, it's going to give you some answers, and it will base, and if you ask it the right questions, it will base it off of you and your mind and things like this. And we literally live in a world now where we can really create and control our realities and choose what we want to do. And it feels like many people find this impossible, especially when, you know, taking on these traditional ways of thinking towards working these certain lifestyles. But creativity is the root of it all, and our actual goals are to live a creative lifestyle, to live a lifestyle that does align with our true inner child that we enjoy and love. So it is important, and the reason why I have this channel is to push you guys to start thinking outside the box and start thinking that things are possible. And just because we see so many people externally doing and achieving these things, and sometimes we can see them and think, many people may feel that they're not worthy of it, or they don't have what it takes to do that, or it's just they're talented and they can't, that's why they have that. But everyone started somewhere, and you really do have to take that step and actually put some sort of work in order to see some form of results.
As you said as well, it's mad because everything was created, jobs were created, everything just started off as an idea, and then as enough people believed in it and it became a reality, it became something that was a staple in the human condition, like something we all have to just do for some reason. And obviously there's a two side to that, because everything's dual. You know, working in itself is not bad. If people weren't electricians, then how would your house be wired up? You feel me? If there was no mechanical engineers, how would there be cars? If there were no aerospace engineers, how would there be planes? So some people, you know, obviously that is a necessity, but at the same time, some people's passions are to do that. And if it's not your passion to be doing any of that stuff, or working in a conventional job, then like it's time to try something new. It's time to kind of say, okay, how am I going to create the life that I want? And it's possible to do that. And I think, you know, it doesn't mean completely getting rid of work. I don't think this is the thing, because in my opinion, it's not bad to work, you know what I'm trying to say, but I think know when it is time to leave that job, or know when it is time to not, you know what I mean, think in that kind of way. Because I think, yeah man, you can think outside the box and you can create the life you want with the correct structure and time and discipline in your life, innit?
Yeah, definitely. And also on top of that, we've been in a situation now where we've been brought up in schools. The majority, well, a percentage of our life is in an educational kind of setting for many people. And in these educational settings, they condition you and teach you how to obey and how to be underneath somebody else's order. And it's never for you to be free and think of things yourself. And they never push you, they never teach you about finance, they never teach you about the things that truly matter. And this is where it can go wrong for so many people, because they lose track of their self and they lose track of what do they want to do, what do I feel that I want to bring to this world, and what can I change in this world. Those questions are suppressed because they train you to be an employee, not to be somebody who creates a life based on the talents you have and based on your skills.
And once again, this is the thing, like, if you're watching this video, you're probably a person that has interest in creating your own life, is a creative person, someone that wants to lead themselves, and that's amazing. And I think it's important to realize that not everyone's cut out to be that kind of person. If everyone was leaders, there would be no leaders. Like there'll be no one to lead because everyone's leaders. So it's like, really and truly, yeah, like people that not everyone can even lead themselves. You know what I'm trying to say? Like not everyone has that in them. Like some people are just kind of designed, like their literal blueprint is to be just an NPC, bro. Like just NPC. Like some people are here to be that, to show you that that is that. But I'm not that. You feel me? So like for us people who are actually here, like actually here, consciously here, aware, and actually want to do something about it, like it's time for us to do something now. You feel me? We can't be comparing ourselves to these people that don't have this kind of drive and fire within them to live a life of actual luxury and freedom. And when I say luxury, that doesn't even necessarily mean luxurious things, even though it does include that. It means having the freedom of time where you can say, okay, I'm going to do what I want to do with my time. You know, I don't want to be doing what the boss says. Like I don't even like, I've never called managers bosses, you know, bro. I just call them the manager, bro. Like even the fact that you have to call them your boss, apparently for some reason people call them the boss, bro. Why would you call the person your boss? Like,
I've always felt uncomfortable doing that if I've ever been into a job.
It's not it. It's definitely not it. And some people don't mind that. This is what I'm saying. Some people, for them, it's like, yeah, that's my boss. Like they like that stuff. But for me, bro, I am my boss, and it like.
But this,
like what?
And if this video has intrigued you, if you've clicked this video, obviously you think on a certain type of wave and you actually do aspire freedom. And I think one thing I can say is that everyone defines freedom differently, and that might look very different to you. But the first thing that you can do is start to actually think about what does that mean for you and what does that look like for you. And if you don't think it's possible, then you need to start rewiring your mind to actually believe that that can be possible. And in that process of thinking about that long-term goal, or that goal that could potentially happen even quicker for you, that is freedom, then you start putting steps in place as to how you're going to get there, and what type of things align with you that you feel like you could potentially do to get to that point. It's really about starting to open up your mind into the different possibilities that could potentially exist in order for you to get there, instead of thinking, oh, that seems far and I doubt it, based on what my ancestors have done and what my parents have done and what my siblings have done, or all these different things. It's not about that. It's about you can literally create a life and you can create your own path.
Most definitely. And obviously looking into what people have done as well, that's why I think it's important to have a mentor. Like I don't even have a mentor, but I've had people that I could say are mentors in my life, you know what I mean? People that have really helped me. And I think it's important to learn from people's examples and just say, you know what, if they could do it, then it means that I can do something too. Even if it's not the same thing as them, let me look at their system, like what's the blueprint that they did, what kind of mindset, kind of things did they tap into to achieve what they've tapped into and achieved. So yeah, there's just so many ways. We live in a vast universe, an infinite universe, where there's infinite angles, infinite ways to get to the same destination. And yeah, it's not even about the destination, fam. It's about the journey. So let's just enjoy the journey, have a free experience. You feel me? We just gotta make sure we're having a good experience. But you have to lay the foundation in order to do that. You know what I'm saying? So let's lay these bricks. It's not really about like saying, oh yeah, I'm manifesting this and it's coming tomorrow. Like, nah, man, I'm gonna make $1 million next week. Like, you can believe that, but you have to be realistic at the same time.
Because you don't want to get, like, delusion is good to an extent, but at the same time, you don't want to upset yourself by certain expectations that you have. But what you can do is just stick to the goal and make a plan. You really do have to make a plan, because many people just think, oh yeah, this is going to happen, bam bam bam, and then, oh yeah, because I'm manifesting, it's just going to happen. Of course it's going to happen, but you really do have to write down like, yo, this is what's gonna happen. This is a plan that I have. I want to make this amount of money. How am I gonna make this amount of money? It goes on like that. And of course, work is work. Like you said, you're gonna work regardless. Being an entrepreneur requires work, and it may require even more work. But the whole point of freedom, in my opinion, is, first of all, money is a very important tool in order to receive freedom, and we do need money in order to get by, to live, to have a roof over our heads, unless you find maybe like a group of monks that can take you in, I don't know. But the point is that you really do need money. So that's where we start here. We start about how we're going to make money, and when you start to ask yourself that question and put certain things in place, it will naturally flow, and you will be building something. But you need to start building assets, things that you can own, social media accounts, or even businesses. You need to start building these things, because this is going to be paying you long term, and you'll be able to buy your time back with the profit that you're able to make from these different assets that you have. So freedom is really just about building assets that can pay you, so then you can use your free time to be free, instead of having to constantly chase after money, work really hard. None of us should have to work hard. Working hard is what you do when you are an employee. Working hard is that energy, but you really need to start thinking, how do I get other people to help me build this asset, and how do I just own assets? It's about ownership, really. I
think working hard comes second to working smart. I think that's what it is, because if you're working hard on the wrong thing, then it can be getting you nowhere. It's something that we've all had to go through, you feel me?
Even if
like, and I think if you are working a job, then make sure you're doing something else as well. That's what it is. Like, you can't be working a job doing that. That is like, that's failure. I'm not gonna lie, that's failure stuff. Like, I don't even want to say it, but like that's not rising. That's going like this, stagnant. Just like, obviously you're going up and down, but you're not going in the upward trend. Like, if you're doing that, you're just getting money and spending it, getting money. There's no ascension if you're doing that. So you have to, if you're working, you have to at least be building something else, putting the money into something that is actually valuable and is an asset that's going to build you.
Even the idea of investments and stocks and stuff like this is another important aspect. There's many sometimes you don't even need to make your own business. You can literally put money into businesses and receive profits from them, and this is very easy. You can do this on apps. Like, there's too many ways to make money, and if you do have a job that pays well, you do feel like it's a risk to let go of that. This is where you need to start building these assets by investing into different companies or creating your own company. And it's crazy to think that if you was to invest like £1,000, or I don't know what that would be in dollars, like $1,300 per month for like 10 to 15 years, you could potentially be a millionaire by just doing that into stocks. So the point is that you have to start thinking about how you can make your money work for you, rather than really focusing deeply on how you're going to make money to get by all the time, and constantly spending it on things that you may not need, if it kind of comes against you and freedom. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was nice to see and talk to you guys again. I haven't been posting on this channel for a bit. I've been kind of in a different space, but I'm gonna come back and create some content here. But this is Krizan. I didn't even introduce him properly in the intro, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Blessings.
Bye bye.